Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here with you getting into my Paycheck One budget for the month of July. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm excited to be here. I don't say this often. I keep forgetting to bring this up, but I am wanting to reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 748, I think, right now. And if you know people that are looking for content like this, please share my videos, like, subscribe, and do all the things. I would greatly appreciate that. And I love helping and sharing what we do here on budgeting here in this little corner of the YouTube world. So if you could do that, that would be amazing. So Paycheck One, we're already ready for Paycheck One in the month of July. Here we go. Let's get into Paycheck One. Now, my paychecks are divided between 2 times a month. So the first half of the month, the first 14 days, which is 2 weeks long, and then whatever's left in the rest of the month from the 15th to whether it's the 30th or 31st. That is what we're working with here. I'm going to go ahead and put in our income. We have several streams that come in at the first of the month. One actually ends up happening on the last day of the previous month, so I just leave the money in the checking account sitting there ready for the first day of July, and then my bills auto draft out and we're taken care of. So let's go ahead and put the income in. That's the salary check for my husband. The rest of it's scheduled to come in on the 1st, unless it's a weekend and holiday, then it'll actually come in a few days before that Friday, that weekend. So that because the banks aren't open on those during the time on the weekend to process. So sometimes you get payments a little bit early, but I never use the money until that 1st of that next month. And almost all of our money, probably 80% or more, comes at the 1st of the month. And then we get another check on the 15th of the month. And that is my husband's salary check, and that's it. That's all we get. So military retirement, let's see. I'm trying to see my notes over here. Here we go. I get my husband gets $1,898.12. VA disability is $2,428.91. Our son pays us rent out of his SSI. This is not all of it that he gets, but this is what we get, $803. And then we are budgeting $1,315. I do not know if this is going to change anytime in July, because from what I understand, my husband works for the state of Kentucky and their fiscal year is the 1st of July. So I do know there are pay raises and things that are happening coming up that went for the entire state of Kentucky. And I don't know if they're going to hit on the 1st, the 15th, or the next month. So we will have to wait and see. I do not have any understanding, or not understanding, but I don't have any income that I'm aware of that's going to be coming in for Paycheck One on the 1st of July. I am doing this early, so we're not exactly in the July, but we are about to be. So I don't have any plans for that. I am planning not to balance forward any money month to month from the previous paycheck. Whatever's left over in the previous paycheck cash-wise is going into the savings, our money market account. And you can see that in our sinking funds and savings tracker video that I do. That has all that information in there. So if you're interested in that, check out that video. I don't know if I have it up. I probably don't have that video up yet for the month of July, but I will have it up coming soon. So yeah, check that out when you get a chance. And once I do, I'll put it in the description box. So there you go. Okay, we are people who tithe. We believe in giving and giving abundantly. And we absolutely love doing that. So God's Outreach is a food pantry in our local community where we are at, and we send $95.06. We pay the processing fee, and the rest of it goes to the food bank. Same thing with Pregnancy Help Center, PHC, for women who are pregnant and choose to keep their babies. We like to make sure they have diapers and formula and things like that if they need help with baby items and clothes and so on and so forth. So we send $88 a month to that. Spectrum, I think I budgeted $171, but I do know it's different. Let me use my phone off right here and find my app for my Spectrum. So it's my cable internet phone, and my total bill due is different. So it's been fluctuating quite a bit. It went up and went down and went up again. I don't know what they're doing. 160.16. I don't know if this is still part of an adjustment that I did in June, because the DVR, which I don't use my DVR on mine, but apparently a lot of people were complaining about the problem with the DVR thing and whatever that fiasco was. So everybody got a credit, whether they used the DVR or not. And so we benefited from that last month, because our bill was $149 or $148 or something last month. And this month it's $160.16. So I'm glad it was still less than what I was paying before, which is $171 in the previous month. I don't know what they're doing. We'll have to wait and see what's going on. But I'm not going to argue with how low it is now. All right, so the next thing we have is Amazon Music. We have $10.59. Paramount Plus, which is $6.99. I had built this already, written everything up for this month ahead of time before I made changes. And originally I had my Roth IRA separate, as a separate deposit to the money market account in my line items. And I actually moved my sinking funds and into that same money market account that I was keeping the Roth. So now I keep that Roth number included with the sinking funds. There used to be two separate savings account. Roth IRA was a money market account, and sinking funds was just a basic savings account I had. I like keeping my sinking funds separate where I don't have to get into it easily. And so that's why it was separated like that. But now that I depleted my money market account for an Edward Jones high yield savings, most of it went in there, our emergency funds, so on and so forth. These sinking funds are now in the money market account. So long explanation, but that's what happened. I'm going to leave that 0. I don't want to erase everything. And now I want to make sure the number's correct. So I'm going to look back here. I have filmed my sinking funds video, but I won't have it up yet, so you guys bear with me. I'm going to sneak peek the number 547.57. Okay. Make sure I have the right number. So 547.57. And if I added that wrong, I will figure that out when I make the transfer. Not a big deal. All right, tithe. This is tithing for our church to the salary check that my husband gets. It's $168.18. That's what it is. I wish I had this number memorized, but I can't keep it in memory. The Outreach and Help Center, is the tithe to the military retirement. And then the tithe to the VA disability is this $256.75 to Greater Europe Mission, where we support a specific missionary family group. And they're amazing friends of ours, so we're so happy for them. Originally, I was going to do NutriSense here, but we're no longer doing that. Again, I set this up too early and I made changes. Now I have to make adjustments. This NutriSense is now part of my sinking funds, and I just pay it out of that savings money market account. That way I don't have to transfer twice, pay the checking account and then from the checking account to the credit card. I mean, you don't need to do that. It's coming out of that savings account regardless, because we don't have the money to actually do it out of the income. So I just didn't want to track it that way. Water, I don't have the water bill yet. I always adjust, budget high, and usually it's $35, so $50 should do it. And then $7.41 is HP Instant Ink, and then YouTube Premium is $24.92. Now I'm going to make a determine to see if I need to put Geico over here, or did I already decide? No, I already decided. So Geico falls on around, it's due on the 13th, but depending on weekends and holidays, so here's the 13th, it's a weekend. Sometimes it doesn't come out until like that next week. So it's going to be after the 15th that that's going to happen. So I don't think I'm going to have it for the first paycheck of the month, so I'm not going to put it there, and we should be good to go. So this is what I'm doing right here. Now I have my my variable expenses here, which is the grocery, household, restaurant, miscellaneous, gas, copay, and unbudgeted. I just abbreviate everything when I do that. And pull my notes up again here. So I know what I have for the month, and we do 2 paychecks a month. So I'm just going to divide everything by 2. I have $1,600 that I plan for 4 adults, which is $400 per person a month, divided by 2, and I'm going to give myself, or give our family, $800 for paycheck 1. For grocery, household, restaurants, this time around we're still doing, it's summertime, so we're going to go out a little more, hopefully keep it under budget, but we'll have to wait and see. $600 divided by 2, which is obviously $300. Miscellaneous, I have lowered that over time, and it's $300, and I'm dividing that in half. The other half of this will go into paycheck 2. So $150 this time period. And then gas. Probably don't have enough here, but I'm going to run with it and then figure out where the money comes from later. So $200 divided by 2 is obviously $100 for this time period. I might need $125. I might do $150 or $250 a month going into the next month because, you know, we're driving a little bit more. Okay, copay, $75. I reduced it down. I know I don't have any doctor's appointments, or my sons have doctor's appointments in this month, and so it's just medications. I think that'll be enough. Divided by 2, and that's $37.50. Now, if we have a buffer in a checking account, we use the unbudgeted line item to use that buffer. I'm giving myself 0 because we don't really have a buffer. It's not, we just don't have a buffer. So I like keeping it there in case I move money over and then I count it for whatever reason, but we'll have to wait and see. Now let's go ahead and do the totals of everything and see what the estimated buffer is going to be for this paycheck period. Before I do that, I do need more stickers. Okie dokie, there we go. So let's get the buffer and figure out what's going to... Okay, so now let's discover what the buffer is in the checking account. This all represents a checking account and only one account, and I need to make sure I have enough money balancing forward to the next month. So this is why this is good to have a budget, because a lot of things here are just me making sure that when I have the rest of the month's bills show up, I have enough money to have spending categories left over and all the bills are taken care of. So we need to know what the buffer is. So let's go ahead and total up the income. Again, everything happens on the first of the month as far as income goes, except for one more salary check on the 15th of the month. So pretty much all our bills are already here, our money for our bills are already here at the beginning of the month. So we have $6,445.03. We got to make sure enough of that goes to paycheck 2, but enough covers here in paycheck 1 as well. So we're going to total up all these expenses. Okay, so I know I need to cover the bills $1,415.63. That's what I need to cover all of these tithing and bills for this paycheck period. And now we're going to look at the spending categories. Okay, so spending wise, we have $1,387.50. That is where we're at right now. So now I get to take the income, which was $6,445.03, subtract the $1,415.63, and subtract the $1,387.50. There we go. This is my buffer that's left over, $3,641.90. I want to look at last month's and do a comparison to see if that's what I did last month. That is not what I did last month. You know what? I'm so glad I looked. There's one thing I left out here completely. Completely left it out. This is so funny. Okay, it's not funny. There's one big bill that happens the first of every month for everybody. It's either your rent or your mortgage. I didn't even put my mortgage. Oh, that's so embarrassing. All right, so what have we got? Okay, so it looks like the only thing I'm missing is the mortgage, and you guys are probably laughing at me. I'm just going to put MTG for mortgage, and that is $2,522.96. That's why that number looks so strange to me. I'm like, that's awful low. Oh, let me total this column up again. Okay, all right. Oh, I got it. Okay, $3,938.59. Makes so much more sense now. All right, let's do this one more time. $6,445.03 minus the $3,938.59 and minus the $1,387.50. That looks right. All right, so we are doing a balance forward. This is the estimate, so this is the budget balance forward. $1,118.94. So we want to protect this number. We want to make sure we don't go over and not have this number to go balance forward for Paycheck 2. And since my bills are pretty much the same, like last balance budget, it was $1,108. So this is good in this number. This number is enough to balance forward to the next week. It does look like it's a little different, a little more than what it was before. And it may have to do with sinking funds a little bit, even though they look higher, they may have shifted somewhere around there. Oh no. Okay, I see the difference. So last month I included NutriSense in here. Obviously we're not doing that. And so that's shifted the number just a little bit because it's coming directly out of savings anyway. And I don't have to put it up here in other or balance forward. So we're not moving from savings to checking in order to pay something on the credit card. I can just pay it directly from the credit card, or from that savings account it's in, the money market account, to the credit card. So there's a little difference in the number here. It's a little higher here, but that's fine. It's more than enough to cover what we need for Paycheck 2. And as long as I stay in this $1,387.50 for all of these categories or less, we will be fine for Paycheck 2 as well. And that will keep me in budget for this time period. So if I do go over, it means I have to make adjustments and have less money in Paycheck 2 for the spending category. So hopefully I can stick with those categories. But it is summertime and we like to have fun. So, we'll see what happens. So yeah, this is my paycheck one. This is the balance forward for next paycheck period. And I am ready to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to the channel and I'll see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.
Nobody told me to settle down. Day nights and late nights don't get